Dad here. You see my kitchen? What am I doing here? I'm making pickles. Making pickles. This is going to be a quick, simple video about how you can do something for yourself. Something that doesn't take a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of time. Like I said, I just got off work a few minutes ago. Let me go ahead and show you the recipe right here. The bread and butter pickles. I'm doing a little experiment though on these. I'll let you look at that. Day one, you soak the pickles in salt, pretty much a brine, kind of sucks out some of the moisture. Instead of doing that, I put these cucumbers through the freeze dryer. And so instead of trying to dry them out that way, I'm going to freeze dry them, and I'm going to see how this turns out. Right, because once you cook something freeze dried, it'll absorb the moisture back in. As soon as you take something out of the freeze dryer, it starts absorbing moisture automatically. Right, I realize that most people aren't going to have a freeze dryer, so I say follow the recipe. Make sure to rinse them well. The first batch I made was very, what should I say? It was very salty, and because of that. I'm trying it this way. Here's the thing though, here's the freeze dryer unit out there. So, maybe you don't have a garden, you're not growing cucumbers. I guarantee that there's going to be a few of you out there that has got co-workers, family, friends that are giving away piles of cucumbers. Take them all. Take them all. And find a pickling recipe. Find some of these jars, you can pick these jars up right now at Walmart for a few bucks, right? And these big jars right here, that's plenty. Or they got smaller quart-sized jars and whatnot, or pint-sized jars and whatnot. Take some of those vegetables that your friends or your neighbors or your family is giving away that they've overgrown, and make some pickles out of them. Find a simple recipe just like this, and let's see if I can focus that again. And make a recipe. There's bread and butter pickles. There's dill pickles. You can pickle anything. Here I've even made relishes, right? So food processor, and pretty much doing the same thing here, and making a relish. Homemade dill relish, and then you can make homemade sweet relish. This and that. Use that time, or use the resources people are giving away the best you can. Sure, can you take these cucumbers, slice them up, and dip them in hummus and eat the hummus? Absolutely. You can do that all day long. But maybe you don't want to have cucumbers and hummus every day for like the next month, So, make pickles. Make pickles out of them. And you can pickle anything. Well, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I haven't found that you can't pickle yet. So, heck, you can pickle eggs. You can pickle chicken. You can pickle pork. You can pickle just about every fruit and vegetable out there, except for lettuce. I haven't found a pickled lettuce recipe yet. So, there's probably a reason for that. I don't know what the reason is, other than it doesn't sound terribly appetizing. However, think about that, and when people are giving you cucumbers, don't pass them up. Say, absolutely. And I want to tell you something, like, when the recipe calls for like 3 pounds, or 6 pounds, or 8 pounds of cucumbers, I don't think you realize how much cucumbers that is. I'm trying to find, here we go. These large blue bowls right here, right? Got these from Walmart. They're like about 50 cents a piece. So grab 4 of them. That's a very large bowl, right? Very large bowl. Sliced cucumbers filled to the top of this was 8 pounds of cucumbers. That's an incredible amount of cucumbers. So like when a recipe calls for 6 pounds or 8 pounds of cucumbers, that's a lot of cucumbers, okay? So if somebody's offering you cucumbers and you want to make a full recipe of pickles or a relish or something like that, grab all of them that you can. If they say, hey, I got this huge basket of cucumbers, can you take some off my hands? Absolutely, take them off your hands. Take them off their hands. Tomatoes, if you're in this area where everybody's getting a really good tomato season, we didn't have a very good tomato season this year, but if they're having a really good tomato season, people are just handing tomatoes away, do the same thing, grab them. You can do simple recipes like, well, canning tomatoes for the future, right? And it's the easiest thing ever. Take the tomato whole, drop it in a pot of boiling water for like 30 seconds, take it out of there, drop it in a bucket of cold water. The skin comes right off of it. That's right. So that's the easiest way of peeling tomatoes. Take out the little core at the top, chop them up, put them in a jar, and then you can them. So how do you can them? Well, you have to have a big stock pot. So you can pick these up for like 10, 15 bucks at Walmart. You don't have to have anything big and expensive. It has to be deep enough for the jars to sit in. You pack the tomatoes in, put the lids on. You drop them in the water. Make sure the water comes right to the very top, just about a quarter inch over the tops of the lids. And then you put it on the stove, put the lid on, and you boil it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. You gotta make sure first it gets up to a boil, and then you do that. And then you pull the tomato jars out, you set them down, and now you have got canned tomatoes. Those will sit on the shelf for the next 2 years, right? So in the wintertime, vegetable prices get higher at the grocery stores, and winter vegetables never really have the good flavor that fresh picked vegetables have. So canned tomatoes, it really doesn't take that long. It takes probably an hour out of your day to make a few jars of tomatoes. So if your neighbors, your friends or family or somebody's giving away butt tons of tomatoes, and they say, hey, do you want to say as many as you can give me? And then you can just can this stuff up. Other than the jars, well, even the jars are recyclable, or not recyclable, but reusable. So I've got probably less than $50 total invested in this. And that goes with the vinegars and all the seasonings and the jars and the big pot, so forth. So think about doing that. Save yourself some time and money, and enjoy cooking a little bit. And enjoy that you can enjoy your work from today and 6 months or a year from now. And why would you want to do this? Because, well, first, you don't want to. Somebody's going to have to eat all those vegetables, or they're just going to throw them away. Why throw them away? Second, what happens, if you, right now stores are in a shortage of a lot of supplies. What happens if you just want tomatoes? You want to make a tomato sauce, or you want to make your own tomato paste, or you want to make a homemade ketchup, something like that, but you can't find tomatoes. Well, or you can't find ketchup, or you can't find tomato paste, right? So you can have them on the shelf. Why would you want that? I don't know. Maybe because the one thing you haven't gotten paid in a couple weeks, and the stores don't have any food, and all you've got is a bundle of noodles. Well, you can make a really quick and easy tomato sauce for spaghetti, right? And making spaghetti sauces, bolognese, whatever you want to call it, very, very easy things to do. And and there's no right or wrong recipe. You can add a little bit of onion powder, salt and pepper, and some olive oil to tomatoes, and you make a tomato sauce. That's all it is. People make, So anyways, take this in mind. Little things that you can do to take care of yourself, and to also have fun with it, and just strengthen yourself from being a young adult to a wise adult. Because one day you may have kids or something like that you want to teach these skills to. And these skills aren't hard to come by. They're not expensive. And they also kind of give you a little peace of mind in the future. You've got food on the shelf. At the beginning it might not be a lot, but you have something. So you know that at least for a few days you have some food if you can't get to the store. That's all I got for you guys today.